Good morning, good morning. Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful morning. I opened up the doors and checked the weather, and it's beautiful. And let the dogs out, and then come on in here. I still got to make a pot of coffee, but this draws me more than the coffee does. So hey, we're gonna do this. This I showed you a couple days ago. This fabric journal that is made with this here placemat, uh, old placemat. I call it Vora. Vora is my word that I use for something that I don't know if it's vintage or old or retro or antique or archival, whatever. Vora. That's it. So it's Vora. It's old. It's been used before, I guess. It's pre-loved. But anyway, it came from the thrift shop. Well, and then I had this fringe. It's just a cotton fringe. It's so nice and soft. And so I stitched that all the way around. And then I had this doily. So I stitched that around on the sewing machine, but the doily I hand stitched just all the way around the edge. First I just pinned it in each spot so that it would stay put, and then I went around and just hand stitched it all the way around each one of the little humps, each one of the pineapples, to hold it onto my fabric journal, which is going to be another couch pillow when it's finished. And so I started adding things like we did the other day on our Monday. We did a double-sided flower. We learned how to do the double-sided flower, double-sided slow-stitched flower. And so I stitched that right down the edge this way so it can flip on both sides and we can see both sides. And then I've now these pages I already stitched into this book, so they're already stitched in. So I'm going to have another book going. The first one, The Garden of Eden, is about filled completely up, so I'm just about got all I can put in that one because I've done so much. And so this one here, I have the pages are already stitched in, so this one will be done a little bit different than the ones that I don't have stitched in, because I'm going to have another one going to at the same time that the pages won't be stitched in. They'll just be ready to stitch in, and then that way I can work on the page a little bit easier and then still keep it with the book, and maybe safety pinned in until I want to put it in permanently. So there's different ways that you can do, but this one here, I've got it here. You can see down here I stitched this one all the way in now. And so here is one thing that I did was I just made a little flower. This is yarn. This is embroidery floss. And then around this little frame here is embroidery floss and embroidery floss and a little bit of yarn. And this is the one we had learned to do this, I think on the very first Monday that we did this. And this was just with a running stitch and then weaving. I went weaving twice around. Okay, so that's how this one is in. So you can see the running stitch on this side. I can still put things on this side if I so choose. And then this one here, I couched the word love. And I couched the word love on here. I took a pencil first and I just wrote the word love with my pencil. And then I couched, which we've learned that one too on a Monday, how to do the couching. I'm going to do more couching on this now today. But so then I couched the word love on there, and then just sewed on some yo-yos. And what is really what I like on here, if you can see, I put the yo-yos on. I stitched them all the way around with just a little whip stitch with just regular thread. And then I went around with a running stitch, if you can see, this same color right here, the it's almost like fluorescent. I went around with just a running stitch real close to the edge, and I think that looks real pretty. If you can see that there. And I think it looks pretty. And then I just used regular thread here, and I used the running stitch to stitch it to the page. But because this backing of this piece was the same as the muslin page, I just added another piece of fabric, just a little bit bigger, so it kind of framed it. And I think that looks very pretty here. I centered both of these in the page because I thought I got a word believe on here that this one is just like embroidered on, sort of. It's not really embroidery, but it's just using the embroidery floss to make to put the word in. But I got space around the edges of these pages that I can write words. I can put words on here, or just add little flowers or something, little pieces of something. I'm not sure. Now on, what was I just going to say? I was just going to say something really important. Oh, now like on the back of this, then I have a couple other pieces that I've worked on. And so what I'll probably do on the back of a page that I have now, because see, this here page is where I have this one already on, then I can probably take this one and put it on, and just take, and what I will probably do with this is just take a light color thread, maybe the same color as the muslin, and I'll probably just do a running stitch all the way around to hold this one on here, or I could pin it, but I think I'm going to use a running stitch, maybe the same color here that I put the borrow stitches in here, and I'll just go all the way around there, and that'll hold that on. And then it'll cover up, not that this needs to be covered up, but it'll make this page usable, and that's probably what I'll do. And see, I have this one as well, and so that will probably go on the back of one of the pages like this. Okay, but what I want to do today is I want to make a pocket. Now, on Monday, we did the double-sided flower. And there's different ways that you can add a double-sided piece. You could just tack one corner onto your page like this and make a flip, or you can put it into a pocket. Now, and this is thick because it's in, you know, if you put your thumb on the button and your finger on the button, you can feel that's really thick. And so that's going to add the thickness that you need, because this is going to be a pillow. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to put a pocket, and I want this lace. If you had purchased one of my kits, if 5 people have purchased a kit, or 4 people have purchased it, one lady purchased 2, but if you purchased a kit, you've got a piece of this wide lace, and you can cut it to fit just exactly on that page, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what I did. I cut this to fit. Or you could also, for a pocket, you could take a lace, a doily, and stitch it on, and maybe just stitch just around enough and leave the top open for a pocket. You can do that too. It's whatever floats your boat. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one here, and I'm gonna leave it the length. I mean, you wouldn't need it that long. You could probably make it a little shorter pocket, but I'm going to leave it that length. But then what I'm going to use is, I've got this ball of twisted, it's sari silk that's just been twisted into like a rope. That's what I'm going to use, and I'm going to couch it. And so I'm going to couch it. What I'm going to do first, though, just to hold it still while I'm couching, I'm going to hold it with safety pins. With safety pins, I don't poke myself as badly. Well, I don't poke myself at all with a safety pin. So I'm just going to pin that piece to the page. Make sure I only have one page there. Okay, I'm going to pin that. And this is one of the pros of having your pages already sewn into your book, is that you know exactly what size. If you're going to put a pocket, you know exactly what size it's going to be, because it's already in there. If it wasn't already in there, then you'd have to measure and fold and maybe iron it and maybe mark it, and maybe too much work. I don't know. Okay, so I got that pinned on there. Make sure that I've only pinned it to one. No, right, this pin I got it pinned to layers, so 2 layers. We don't want that. Oh, and that one I do too. Gosh, Elizabeth Marie. Okay, so let me fix this so it's only pinned to 1 layer, and then that one too, I pinned it to two layers, 2 pages. We don't want that. We want it only pinned to 1 page, Elizabeth. And so let's pin it just to 1, and then I can see I pinned, oh no, that's that page down there. I still got it pinned to 2 pages. Oh, good grief. Oh, good grief. I'm an expert, I'm telling you. I'm an expert dodo bird. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is, okay, now I've only pinned 1 page. Okay, I don't want to sew it accidentally to the 2nd page either. So there's 2 different things I could do. I could take my mat and put it down underneath it like this if I want to. Or, and then I know I'm only stitching, because I like to stitch using a firm background. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to pull that 1 page, let the rest of my book fold, and then I can stitch right on this firm thing, doohickey, whatchamacallit. Okay, so now here we go. I'm going to start, where's my, okay, I threaded ahead of time. Am I getting good or what? I threaded ahead of time a couple of needles. So I'm going to hopefully, oh, there's my hubster already. Okay, there's Hubster awake. I didn't think he'd get up this early. Okay, I'll unpin this one because I'm going to start right here. Hi, Hubster.
Good morning, darling.
Good morning, darling. Say good morning to America and to the whole world.
Good morning, America.
And the whole world.
And the whole world.
Okay.
I ain't awake yet.
Oh, see, now I don't have to. Good morning. Good morning, sweetie. Now I don't have to go make the coffee like I first thought, because there's the Hubster. He's going to make coffee instead. See, so now I'm gonna just couch this twisted silk just to make a border around the pocket, and that'll hold that pocket on. And I don't have to have it In my humble opinion, I do not have to have it exactly right to the edge. I've got a little bit away from the edge. So, and all I'm going to do is just whip stitch it all the way around. That's what I'm doing, is I'm couching it on all the way around. So, and this is how I did the lettering too, where I wrote the word love. I wrote the word love, and then I just started couching the thread on. You can use a piece of yarn. If you've got some yarn that is multicolored. I'm all about the rainbow, and but there's a word that now I just learned recently for all the rainbow colors. Roy G. Bibb or something like that. Roy G. Bibb. I think that's what it was. Is the rainbow thing. So anyhow, I'm just going around, and I'm making a stitch about every half an inch, maybe a little bit less than that, a little bit more than a quarter, a little bit less than a half. And I'm just going around and around, and that is couching on this piece of what I have here is twisted sari silk, which is so pretty. It is just so pretty. I just love it. This one here I bought off of an Etsy shop. It's beautiful, and there's quite a bit on there. I've already used some, and maybe I should find what Etsy shop I found that on, and so I can. Okay, now I'll take this safety pin off the corner. Yeah, I should try. I'll see if I can find what Etsy shop I bought that from, and so I can maybe link to it in case you all are interested. But now you can use anything, yarn. You can twist your own fabrics into you can twist your own threads. You can twist anything into a twisted rope. I have a video that I did do some of these, but I don't remember what the name of the video was, so I don't even know if I could find it myself. So I really probably should make another one, because I've had a couple of sometimes it's I feel like it's good to kind of revisit some of my old things, because I've even went on my own videos to remind myself how I did something, because I forget. Okay, see, now you can see the stitches on this side where and you see they're not even at all. They're not, and it kind of puckered the fabric a little bit. But the puckering in the fabric, I think that puckering, to me, it gives it even more dimension. So, I mean, I can flatten it out if I want, sort of, but I kind of like that pucker. And so then I'm turning the corner here. I'll make my little corner, and then I'm going to start going across the bottom. And again, we're slow stitching. We're not in any hurry. And this is, these pillows, these book pillows, I think are going to be just, I am loving it, because, like, I don't have well, I do have a coffee table. It's just not sitting in front of the sofa right now. But you know how a lot of people have their coffee table books. They call them a coffee table book. And a lot of times you might put your junk journal or something on your coffee table. You could put these on your coffee table too. But if you don't have a coffee table in front of your couch or your sofa, or your Davenport or love seat or whatever you sit on, your chair, you put the pillow just right on. And this pillow Now, because this whole thing will be tied on the edges with 3 ribbons, and so it'll make a pillow. It's going to be so thick. When I'm finished with it, it's going to be thick, but it'll still curve around, because its thickness will curve around, and then when you have it tied on the edges, then it'll hold the whole thing closed to make a pillow. And so then when somebody sits at your Davenport, you your settee, whatever you call them, lounge chairs, yeah, we used to have Davenport, but anyway, then instead of somebody flipping through a book from the coffee table, they can flip through the couch pillow. And oh, now I can take this safety pin off. And so so I think it'll be unique. I think that you will I hope that my idea takes off and other people will come up with the same things. And like the front of your couch pillow, front and back actually of your couch pillow book, your couch pillow journal, whatever, you can decorate as well. So then you will have a very decorative couch pillow book, and it's a Scrappin' Lizzie couch pillow book. I think I'm the inventor. I don't know though. There might be other inventors of couch pillow books, but I think I might be the inventor. Okay, let me see. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut this because, let's see, it wants to twist some more. I'm going to go up here because I know I need to have this much more right here. So I'm going to snip, give it a little snipperoo here. I'm going to cut that. And so I know that's how much I need. I'm going to make just a little bit of a knot on the end. I want just a little knot at the very end, just so it doesn't unravel, which it probably wouldn't anyway, but there we go. Pretty, 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 pretty. Okay, so now I will go ahead and finish couching up that third side to make my pocket. Let me go this way instead. I know you can't hardly see it. I don't zoom, or can't zoom. I don't know how to zoom. And then I get my big old farmer hands in the way. But I hope I at least explain it so that you understand what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is just showing you what I do. And you might come up with another way of doing things. You can even couch things using a zigzag on your sewing machine, and you can do couching that way too. But this is a slow stitching book, so everything that I have in here, well, most everything, I still might end up with a little sewing machine stitch on something, but it's basically going to be a slow stitch, the whole thing, because I am so happy with slow stitching. I'm just so happy with it. And I think I can honestly say that since I started slow stitching, it's slowed down the whole world so it doesn't spin so fast. And it's just calming. It's just like calming. If you do something this and you got some music playing in the background. I have my computer right there in front of me, my laptop, and a lot of times I'll put on like a little video. I have one lady, gosh, I love this lady that I like to watch. And her name is Kate, and she's from The Last Homely House, is her channel name, The Last Homely House. I love this lady. Oh my gosh, she's in the UK somewhere, and I think, I'm not exactly really sure if I remember exactly where she's from, but she's over in the UK, and she is a beautiful lady all the way through. And on Sundays, she just she makes a video that is just talking. She just will be stitching, and she'll be talking, and she is so interesting to listen to. She's such an interesting lady, and she's amazing. And so I'll put her on, and I'll just be listening to her while I'm stitching, and I'm telling you, her voice and just her mannerisms and her love of her cats, and she's The Last Homely House. If you haven't watched her, you should. Okay, now see, this one here come out longer than this one. This one's a little flapping in the breeze. Well, I'm gonna leave that right there. I want that right there. That's gonna be fine right there. But now I have a place for my gosh, got threads everywhere. So now I have a place to put my flower. My double-sided flower is going to live right in there, in that pocket, in that lace pocket. So now if somebody's looking through my book, they can pull this out. They can pull that out, and they can look at it and put it back in the other way, and just tuck it right in there. It's a pocket. And look at there. How beautiful is that? And there, so there you go, is another idea for a page. And like I say, we did, and like this one here isn't double-sided. That one's only one-sided. But that one, I could make a pocket out of this even on a page. And so, but that is my book. This is my second pillow book, and it's starting to get thick. And what I think I'm going to do, because I have, like, right here, it feels thickest right here. So I'm going to make sure that I'll be feeling my book as I go along. I'll be feeling my book, and it's heavier here because I just put that flower in there. So then I will probably, maybe then on this flower, because this flower is thick, I might let that one just be right at the top of a page. See, if I let that one, let's see, I had another double-sided flower. It's in here somewhere hiding. I have another one somewhere. Yeah, it's here somewhere. It's somewhere. But see, now if I put this one higher up on the page or lower down, then when I start feeling of my book, then right from here to here, it's about the same thickness. And then, so then I'll put another thick one down at the bottom of a page, and that's going to even it out. And then maybe I'll put some, so that it won't be so humpy, I might put something toward the edges of pages, because there's a lot of things that I still want to do. In not tomorrow, but Monday, we're going to do some puffy stitching. So you'll see some puffy slow stitching. Puffy, it's just going to be called puffy, right? And so we're going to have some puffy things that will, and then maybe I'll put those more on the edge of a page or something, and so that it'll even out the thickness of the book all the way. And so I think this one is real pretty. All that one is too is just a flower, slow stitched flower, nipped at the edges, and stitched on only with a button. And so, and then put a little blanket stitch around the edge of it a little farther in from the edge. I want to also, I guess I'm going to make some more of these, but I asked on my last video if anybody else had any ideas of how to make fabric flowers, to please let me know, give me maybe some a link to somebody that I can watch to learn how to make more fabric flowers, because I love them. And this is one idea that I got, and this was a yo-yo. This was a yo-yo. So making the yo-yo and then cutting it along the edge. And this was the first one that I've played with. I might do a little bit more, but it gives you, it kind of changes. It makes a yo-yo, takes the yo-yo a little step further. And this here fairy piece of fabric that this one's made of doesn't fray very well. I think it would be much prettier if it was a little bit more frayable. Or maybe if I cut it with pinkers, with pinking shears all the way around, that might be pretty too. So this one I'm going to work on. I'm going to work on this one because, see, that was another idea. And that one, of course, that one came from Cordula. Cordula gives me good ideas. Yeah, I gotta keep that woman. I keep that woman. But yes, this is another type of a flower that and I'm loving my flowers. I'm just loving my flowers. But that's what I wanted to show you today, is just this, how to couch in a lace pocket, and how a lace. And now, when I say lace, now, another thing is, if you're going to thrift shops, if you're going, lace, if you go to buy this wide lace like this, it's going to be probably a couple dollars a yard. It's just crazy expensive. And, but you can go to a thrift shop and find an old lace curtain panel, an old lace tablecloth, and usually they sell for just a little bit. They usually, you get a really good deal on them. Going to a thrift shop, consignment shops are kind of high, but a thrift shop or charity shop of different kinds, and you can find lacy things, and even like maybe an edge of a pillowcase that's got lace. It's just anything you can find. You can find lacy things that you can take apart and use pieces and whatnot. But see how it looks so pretty to see that in there. And I could probably even take another flower if I had another flower. This one's not ready to go, but I could just show you. I could just tuck another flower in there. I could just put a whole handful of flowers in there, and it would be so pretty. And see, I didn't go to the edge of the lace. You can still see the lace over here, and it's not even cut straight, but that's just fine. That's just fine, just like it is. It's definitely got a handmade look. And so that's what I wanted to show you today on my second puffy fabric Scrap and Lizzie fabric journal. And like somebody left in the comments, well, how would you write in it? Well, number one, you don't have to write in a journal for it to be a journal. If I go through this, there's a word right there, believe. But I'll remember sitting here doing this. Or if I'm tacking on something that somebody sent me, I'll remember. And so your journaling does not have to be written. It can be just feelings. You can remember maybe where I got the fabric to make this. Maybe I'll remember the fabric from this yo-yo came from a little dress. Maybe I'll remember that this yo-yo was sent to me by a friend. Well, this is a hexagon, but whatever. And there's a word right there, one word. And so you are journaling. But then again, making a pocket Now, if you were to make a pocket out of a, like, if I was to make this a pocket, if I put this down here and sew it in as a pocket, you can put, now this one you can't see through, you could have a little small paper journal in there. You could have something to tuck inside there too that maybe you would journal on. And so you can still write, if you want to write in your journal by having little, this comes from the Missouri Star Quilt Company. I love that. I can't afford anything over there, but boy, I am excited to have this. And let me mention again, I want to mention again, I was told one time, or read in a comment that somebody had sent me, they said, be expecting something from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and because I ordered you something, and I don't remember who it was. And then when I got this, when I got the gift, which was a package of self-threading needles, which are absolutely awesome. It came with this this card. And so if you were the one that sent me the needles, if you're reading, if you're listening, I'm thanking you so much for this, and I'm sorry that I forgot who said they were sending it. And so, but I appreciate it so much, and that was just amazing, and I love my self-threading needles. So anyhow, that's it. That's okay. I'm all done running my mouth now, but I'm going to read. Let's see. I haven't read out of this one for a couple days, so I need to read out of this. You are stronger than you know. Words of hope and encouragement for someone living with a chronic illness. This is like one of my favorite books. There's so much wisdom in here. Let's see. Let's go right here. Doesn't have a bookmark in it, so I'm going to read this one. Okay. Know that you are never alone. You may think you are alone at the moment, and you may feel as if you are just soldiering on, but you couldn't be more wrong, because you have a whole army of people behind you. So the next time you feel alone with your problems or feel downhearted in any way, remember that army of supporters behind you. People who care about you are wishing you well. And that was written by Maria Mullins. And the army of people may not even be people that are like in your family or in your face all the time. The people are the community. Everyone else, I mean, there's more than one person that is hearing this right here. And all them people create this army. And my army for my personal self is all of you. All of you who watch my videos, you comment and whatever, and not even just because I watch videos and then other people's videos that might not even be a subscriber of mine, but and then I'll maybe comment on their video. Don't always comment, I should, but, and I may comment on them, but even those, so I'm not just saying just my own subscribers, but everybody out there. When I listen, like I was just saying about Kate over at the Last Homely House, she's not subscribed to my channel. I don't go on and tell people to subscribe to my channel. You know, I just kind of let people subscribe if they feel like it. But she's not subscribed to my channel, but she still is part of that army. I listen to her. Her voice just is in my heart. It goes right to my heart. And I do need to put a link to her channel. And then there's another couple that are not there's two gentlemen. I'm not sure about if they're brothers or what, but their names are Carlos and Arne, and they do a lot of knitting, basically knitting, but they do a lot more than that. And they're in Norway, are they? I think they're in Norway, and I don't know if they're a couple or if they're brothers or if it's just I don't know, but they apparently they reside together and they work together. They're both designers together, and they do some knitting, they do some cooking, they do some traveling. They just are amazing. And those two as well, Carlos and Arne, those are another one of my favorites that I just love listening to. And so I can work on my own and listen to them. And even though they are not subscribers of mine, they are still part of my army. And so that army, that isn't just my subscribers. The army is all of you out there, all of you, all of so many out there. So with that, I just want to thank you so much for coming by, and hopefully you learned a little bit more, even though I don't feel like I'm teaching. I'm just showing you what I do, and but hopefully I give you some ideas. And so I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make, and bring you back safely, soundly, happy, smiling, healthy, and well fed to the next video. And for that, I thank you, and God bless you. Thank you, and God bless you. And here's my mouse.